George Stephanopoulos GMA co-host to back away from studio on the side of his enormous evening. George Stephanopoulos has a major week ahead, with the 63-year-old veteran columnist being regarded this Thursday, September 26, at the Broadcasting Plus cable corridor of notoriety grants in New York City. The Great Morning America anchor is being enlisted for his times of work as a columnist on the bleeding edges of political and letting the cat out of the bag, and presently as the host of one of the most high-profile news shows in the country. What's more, it appears as though he'll have something like one natural face at the function rooting for him, as it was reported by Broadcasting Plus Cable that one of the hosts of the night is one of his own colleagues, alongside ESPN anchor Brian Custer and television character and entertainer Mario Lopez. ABC News journalist and 2020 co-anchor Deborah Roberts will have the night also. George and Deborah are old buddies, with the last option frequently joining the morning news show with exceptional reports, and every so often adding to the early evening specials too. Broadcasting Plus Cable talked with George and certain individuals who worked intimately with him in the background about his excursion to GMA and his adoration for newscasting. The meeting I did with President Joe Biden, July 5, following his discussion with previous President Donald Trump, was presumably the most elevated stakes interview of my profession, he told the distribution. What's more, he additionally uncovered whether he needed his two little girls with Ollie Wentworth, Elliot and Harper, to follow them to television land. I simply believe they should follow their dreams. Former ABC News President David Weston talked about fostering an interest in having George join the news group as a journalist subsequent to following his political vocation with the White House and perusing his book Very Much Human, A Political Education. If you concluded you needed to go into news full-time, I figure you can have a truly extraordinary profession here, he told George. Furthermore, he, shockingly, really said, David, that is precisely exact thing I was pondering doing. He at first confronted a few doubts from others in the group about his reasonability as a transmission columnist, coming from his political foundation, however immediately did right by be a top-level individual from the group for shows like World News This Evening and This Week. I had discussions with Ted Koppel and Charlie Gibson and Peter Jennings, George recalled. In any case, I additionally realized that discussions alone wouldn't mitigate every one of the worries. I needed to show it in my work and demonstrate I could be a fair and objective writer. That is the very thing I've attempted to do. In reality, when David requested that he have GMA while he was securing This Week, George turned him down multiple times, since he was stressed over removing his everyday life in the country's capital.